Now it's about Monaghan of Donegal, ushering two great big physical sides. And I suspect it will be physical enough today. They will scatter like confetti in the breeze. Man in the middle today, arguably the best referee in the country. He's David Coldrick of Batterstown in County Meath. Refereed the 2010 Ulster final when Monaghan of course lost to Tyrone, and this year out in Ulster on the first day out, Derry against Down. Is standby today is Cormac Riley. Corey Hughes of Armagh also runs the line, and it's Noel Mooney on the sideline. And the umpires, Stephen O'Hare, Seamus McCormick at one end, and Conor Durneen and Ronan Gary at the other. We're up and running. 125 years in counting. Big Owen Lennon rises. Rory Kavanagh looks like who's picking up Owen Lennon. Man from Latin gives it in, and there's Conor Mansley McManus. For my money, probably the quickest man on the park, certainly the quickest in a Monaghan shirt. Darren Hughes, one of two brothers on the field of play, both farmers. Great fetch in there, and did well to show for it, did his little brother Kieran. This is Paul Finlay. Monaghan, we're led to believe, will go ultra defensive. Owen Lennon. Back to Darren Hughes. He will be the midfielder who will charge at them and then charge back at them. And he's in charge at the moment, Oisin.
Mark, just see that passage of play, just see what we've seen for the first 50 odd seconds of this game. We're going to see a lot of that, and Monaghan were very, very patient. They got a good ball into Kieran Hughes early, recycled the ball, and when Darren Hughes got it, there was a wee bit of space. He went at pace. Did Carl Lacey, and a good score.
24-year-old gets the first score of the game. He's from Scottstown, and that traces its lineage all the way back to 1988 when they last won it, because of course the Scottstown man who was managing them is sitting in the crowd. He is a former past president, and he is Sean McCaig. Scarcely could he or all of Monaghan thought that 25 years hence we would be awaiting a 15th English set. So Donegal then. This is McGee, one of two brothers, back in '63 in their first final. They had two brothers from Gidor also. McGee, I thought, was taken out of it there by Conor McManus. Bradley's ball looks for Thompson, decent hit down Thompson there by Kieran Duffy. Now, man out wide right was screaming for the ball. That was Dermot Malone, but they couldn't get to him.
Yeah, Mark, Kieran Duffy intercepted that ball, and he's playing as a sweeper. He hasn't pushed up on Mark McHugh. He's actually playing as a sweeper. Did well to intercept that ball.
This is Dermot Malone. Under pressure, getting it back. So 2 minutes into the third we've gone. Monaghan. Comfortable. Monaghan Miners creating history just a little earlier. Congratulations to Frank Brady. Man who was born in Galway and travelled around Cork, Kerry. He's a pig farmer by trade, and he said to me, Oisin, he would bring home the bacon. How they would love that big hock of ham that is the Anglo-Celt, the seniors today.
Yeah, it'll be some double. It was an unbelievable finish to the minor game. Hopefully we can have something similar excitement-wise in this game.
Yeah, and when we look at this, the one thing noticed in the first couple of minutes, Donegal going for the short kick out, and maybe that reflects the fact that there's no Neil Gallagher, the Colossus out there, still recovering from that little knee knock. He'd had a bone problem in the knee.
Well, something that Monaghan did for that first kick out was they actually just give it up. They let Donegal have possession in their own half of the field, and if they are going to do that, then they need to make the tackles out the field, and that's exactly what they did. They got the interception with Kieran Hughes.
Rory Beggan, Oisin, and I'm minded of the semi-final. He almost cost him an Ulster final because he took 12 or 13 steps in the ref that day. The Sligo man didn't blow. Here he is to put them 2 ahead. He's just 20 years of age, from Ty Holland, a club incidentally, which Malachy O'Rourke managed to an intermediate title 12 years ago in Monaghan. Boom, boom, shake the room.
I managed this Rory Beggan at the Dock Institute, and he actually fancies himself more so as a full forward than he does as a goalkeeper, so I'm not surprised he's able to go up. He didn't kick his free kicks well the last day or the day before that, but certainly started the game with a lot of confidence, stuck that over the bar absolutely brilliantly.
Let's see how he works the kick out. Big Papa Durkin, 29 years of age now, front four masters, the All-Star keeper, and that's short again, so it's obviously a tactic which they have been working on, not prepared to rough it and tough it out in the middle just at the moment. Carl Lacey, this is his first start actually off this campaign, to Mark McHugh. Ryan Bradley from Buncrana. Out wide right to Paddy McGrath. Kilmore's groin he's playing with will require surgery at the end of the season. Donegal will hope that season will run to September. Bradley and McGrath. This is Rory Kavanagh. Many felt he should have been an All-Star last year. For the record, that's a lovely tackle for Colin Walsh. Intercept. Walsh, the Hamlet man, sets up Darren Hughes. Darren Hughes with Anthony Thompson getting a good hand in. It's now gone to Paul Finlay. Paul Finlay wants a man to break the tackle. The man who was on the overlap is Porrick Donaghy. Porrick Donaghy gives it out to Stephen Goligly. Stephen Goligly over the top it goes. Lovely football. Surely he was fouled. Definitely he was fouled. McGee on McManus. Goligly. I was at Bruce Springsteen last night. Stephen Goligly is born to run, Oisin.
Yeah, he was coming deep from midfield, had a go with them. Again, Carl Lacey seems to be struggling with the pace of the game very, very early on. And the funny thing is, Mark, there's room in that full forward line. McManus has found a bit of space on a couple of occasions. Kieran Hughes has found
a tackle.
Yeah,
let me ask you something. That was a pretty. I thought that was a yellow card foul, is what I'm saying. He was in on goal. They lead by 3.
It was probably a good foul from a Donegal point of view, because if McManus had a turn, he probably would have stuck it in the net.
Yeah, he would.
Monaghan made an absolutely brilliant start to this game. Monaghan will be really, really happy. The occasion hasn't got to them. They just got on with playing football, and so far, you have to say that their tactics and everything else has worked really well so far.
So far it's been all short kickouts. This time he's going to go for it. Straight down the middle it goes. Hughes it was, he rose for it, clattered himself in an upward enough fall. It's broken candy, but it's a foul. It's gone the way of Darren Hughes. Stephen, great day up with the Monaghan lads in Cloughan. Must say thanks to Emmett Flanagan, who's the man who looks after the training facility up there. Made me a lovely wee cup and play. Always helps a man through the day. Here's Paul Finlay, who likes to help himself to a score or two. Most educated left foot in Ulster. Wiley. He's on with Donegal. That's over. That's an inspired late change by Malachy O'Rourke.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant score from Porrick Donaghy. Again, Mark, you have to say Monaghan were very, very patient to wait for the opportunity, and you have to say Porrick Donaghy, okay, he's a late change, but he struck that over the bar with a huge amount of confidence.
Yeah, and here's a question for you. When's the last time Donegal have been 4 points down in a game?
I don't think it's
not
happened
under Jim McGuinness. As a matter of fact, this is the first time Jim McGuinness has come up against this Monaghan team. Donegal, for the record, have not lost in Ulster since 2010 against Down in the quarter-final. Oh, that was a massive, massive impact. It was Mark McHugh and Stephen Goligly. I'm not quite sure whether there was any.
No, I think both players went for the ball, Mark. I just think
Stephen Goligly, that we're looking at him there, and he was telling me the name come from the Gallo glass. Oh yeah.
Mark McHugh was a little bit open.
The definition of that tackle is it must be shoulder to shoulder.
Well, it wasn't shoulder to shoulder.
And that's the kind of tackle that can put you out of a game.
That's the sort of tackle that can get an injury. Let's hope Mark McHugh gets up pretty quickly.
Monaghan 4 points, Donegal no score. I was just making the point about Jim McGuinness that he's going for, alongside Rory Gallagher there, he's not been beaten in Ulster, which is remarkable to think. Today's his 16th championship match. He's won 14, lost 1. The most Donegal have conceded under McGuinness in championship Washington's 111, and Stephen Goligly is concussed. I was going to say the name derives from Gallaglas, the Scottish Warriors, and he is a tough little man.
He's a tough wee man, surely, and he wasn't pulling out of that ball. And in fairness to Mark McHugh, neither was he. He just seems to have come off fortunate sick. He was a lot more open than Stephen Goligly was.
Well, Mark McHugh is so fundamental to Donegal's running game that it looks like...
I think he's picked up a dead leg, Mark. I'm not sure if Mark McHugh's going to be able to continue in this game.
But let me ask you this. Let me flip this the other way. Monaghan will have prepared so much for Mark McHugh and his approach to the game. How unsettling could this actually be for Monaghan?
No, it's not going to be unsettling for Monaghan, Mark, because Donegal are a better team with Mark McHugh in it. He does a lot of covering. He does a lot of spade work for this team. He's a good link man between defence and attack, so he'd be a huge miss to Donegal.
Well, let's hope that Mark McHugh has no lasting damage. You can see that the entire team there. Stephen Gallagher has also been called ashore, I think, for treatment. Whether or not this will be a blood sub,
I think the Monaghan's a blood sub. The other sub is permanent.
So it has been high octane. It has been high on energy, and it has been high impact. There's Walsh winning. That's his second tackle. Walsh is having one of those games. He's the captain of DIT. Lifted the Seagulls, and only the third Monaghan man to do that. And it says something about him as we are looking at Monaghan on the attack again. Watching that he was given the captaincy ahead of the likes of Aidan O'Shea of Mayo and Darren Sullivan of Kerry. This is Darren Hughes. Darren Hughes as they look for a 5th point to open up a 5-point gap on the reigning Ulster and All Ireland champions. Donegal have been shaken, but we have a long road to travel, and travelling down that road at the minute is Marty O'Reilly giving it back outside. Now, we haven't mentioned practically Donegal's Michael Murphy, we haven't mentioned Colin McFadden, we haven't mentioned Paddy McBrearty. This is McFadden who's after it. After McFadden is Drew Wiley. McFadden then, who ordinarily only needs a little snip. The ball has gone awry, poor foot pass intercepted. It was in there by Gavin Dugan, who's on as the blood sub. Dugan now, there was a man taken out of it off the ball. Referee has noted that, has allowed play to continue. Donegal trailing by 4 points with 12 minutes on the clock. This is Colin Walsh, played in the 2010 final as a 19-year-old. Walsh now takes the tackle, ships it off, gives it to Neil McAdam. McAdam goes down the left. It's with Owen Lennon. Owen Lennon comfortable on the ball, using the hand pass to great effect. Short, intricate wave of passing in a neat little triangle of football from Monaghan. Great space down this right flank for Vinnie Curry. Vinnie Curry, who played in the 07 and 010 finals, and Vinnie Curry looks for the full forward, who's Kieran Hughes, being picked up by McGee. Hughes! It deserved a score.
Yeah, it did, Mark. And the positive thing about that is there's still space in that Donegal full back line. Kieran Hughes picked up a few balls. Conor McManus has picked up a whirl of ball, and he was unlucky on that occasion, but a great ball by Vinnie Curry.
Colin Walsh, he's as tough as two tigers, and he's like a couple of big cats that haven't been fed for a week or two.
Yeah, Conor McManus took all the plaudits, and rightly so, the last day, but Colin Walsh wasn't far behind him when it came to man of the match. He was absolutely exceptional.
So that's David Walsh, who's just in, who looks like you can see Donegal on their back today wearing the Up for Life insignia. A very worthy cause. So it's yellow for David Walsh, first yellow of the day. 12 and a half minutes gone. Donegal no score. Monaghan 4 points. Paul Durkin with a big one. No one contesting in the middle. Owen Lennon filches comfortably out of the sky. This is Dugan. Paul Finlay. Finlay's in space. Off the right foot, that's a rarity. Hughes is underneath it, McGee is underneath it. Hughes has won it again. He's causing all degree of difficulty. The younger of the two brothers gives it back out, and it's gone wide. I thought it had gone over, and gone wide off the boot of Vinnie Curry.
The diagonal ball seems to be a real weapon as far as
what about this field?
As far as Monaghan goes, yeah, and they've picked out Kieran Hughes on 3 separate occasions, beating him and McGee to each one of them. You just hope that Monaghan don't rule those couple of wides, and I know it's early on in the game, Mark, but they are good opportunities.
Well, we've already seen one upset today. It's a little too early now. That's the second consecutive clean fetch out of the sky by Owen Lennon, who is having a stormer in midfield. 14 minutes gone. Vinnie Curry. Dermot Malone, I've never seen Donegal afford so much space to a side. Now I know that Monaghan are adopting the long ball to beat the blanket, and there's an illustration of that, and as I say that, it's not just accurate enough in terms of dispatching it. Ryan Bradley to McGrath. McGrath being double tagged. Owen Lennon it was who I think got the hand in. Perhaps it was Porrick Donaghy. In any event, Donegal do retain possession. They've now gone 15 minutes without really threatening goal. In a second or two we might be able to drop pitch side to Thomas Keane just to get an update. This is Anthony Thompson. Monaghan so impressive in the tackle. McGrath. Well, there was penalised for a push on McFadden, and it raised the decibels in the Monaghan support. Oisin, we might get a look at it again.
It probably was a foul. Monaghan done really, really well. They just kept standing the Donegal men up all the time. They weren't lunging in, fouling. Well, it's probably a harmless enough free mark, but you know,
it was
Drew Wiley shouldn't have lunged in. He should have kept standing them up, and you know, that's exactly what Monaghan did for the previous 50 seconds or 60 seconds of that attack, and it worked well for them.
Colin McFadden, he became a dad just 4 weeks ago for the second time. Little baby Matthew, 4 weeks old. Maisie, his daughter, is 1. Wife Lavina is in the crowd, and maybe he's been changing a few too nappies and giving a few too many bottles.
You can never do that, Mark. But you know, Donegal have started really, really poorly. I think that's the first time Colin McFadden has had the ball in his hands.
There's Stephen Gallagher, and
he's getting patched up. He's going to come back on.
Yeah, that was obviously a direct impact of that heavy collision with Mark McHugh. We will get an update from Thomas at half-time if we don't get dropping down to him. We will stay with play at the moment. Monaghan are winning the middle. As a matter of fact, I thought that was touched on the ground there. Referee is allowed play to continue, but I thought Rory Kavanagh picked that one off the ground. It's Leo McClune's ball. First I've mentioned really of Leo McClune. Michael Murphy took a little slap from Darren Hughes there. Referee allowed play to continue. Then there was a high enough tackle in there, and I think it was Leo McClune who was penalised for the foul on Vinnie Corney perhaps. In any event, it's almost too quick to keep up with. This one is travelling quicker than thought at times, I think, Archie.
Yeah, Donegal have done, Monaghan have done the right thing. They've kept the momentum, they've kept the tempo of the game going, and
yeah, referee said that there was holding going on, so he has blown Conor McManus, and McManus is protesting that.
I think he's blown Conor McManus for a slight nudge in the back. And
yeah, I think he said he was shirt tugging on Sheen, or at least that was the. Hold on a minute now. Why is he having a word around?
Can't give shirt tugging against a corner forward, can you?
Nay. 30 years of age now, Rory Kavanagh is a teacher in St Eunan's, and it's a yellow. Let's drop pitch side to Thomas Keane. Thomas, what's the latest on the injury count down there?
Well, Stephen Gallagher has actually just made his way to the dressing room. The Monaghan medical team have been working on him for the past 6 or 7 minutes, and his eye is almost closed over at this stage, so it's very unlikely to get back on to the pitch in the next couple of time before half time anyway.
This is Frank McGinn gives it off to the Rory Kavanagh. Darren Hughes with another telling and vital intercept. Darren Hughes is having a stormer, Colin Walsh is having a stormer, Monaghan are having a stormer, and as I say that, all that work for Eamon McGee comes to no good. I thought it was a softish enough free, Oisin, but Monaghan will take it.
Well, he'd given him advantage before that, so he probably deserved the free.
Kieran Finlay, this is too far out for Kieran Finlay, or for, I should say, Paul Finlay. Kieran, of course, his late dad, who scored 6 from the dead ball when they met in 1979. This was the incident. Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah, there was a
tugged his arm.
Referee was spot on. My apologies to David Colrick. This is Paul Finlay. McGee wins it.
Donegal just starting to come into the game, and that was a good ball won by him. McGee well read.
Donegal were beyond the midpoint of the opening half, and Donegal haven't threatened. Colin McFadden's wide from a free, which arguably should have put. There's the first big high one in, and it's drifted wide. It's first wide of the game for Donegal. Monaghan have 2 wides. It's only Donegal's 7th wide in Ulster this summer, Oisín, and that says something about their economy and their accuracy.
Yeah, and you never see that happening. When they put a ball into the full forward line, it's usually McFadden or Murphy's there. On that occasion, it was McBrearty, and Colin Walsh did well to shepherd him out, and he started the game really, really well.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what the other card was given to Rory Kavanagh for. In any event, it's been given. Hughes, he too's having a brilliant game, playing from the front. All the way back. Donaghy to Darren Hughes. It is all Monaghan. As I say that, they've given it away rather cheaply. It was intercepted down there by Marty O'Reilly. Marty O'Reilly's ball eventually makes its way to Michael Murphy. Michael Murphy has come very, very deep forward. It's now with Paddy McGrath. Paddy McGrath down the line to Carl Lacey. This is, as I was saying, his first start in championship this summer. He's gone through surgery, attempted to get the hit in, and Michael Murphy will now give it to Ryan Bradley. Ryan Bradley to Colin McFadden. McFadden too is coming deep for it, looking for movement. He's been followed all the way out by the fullback Wiley, giving it to Rory Kavanagh. Rory Kavanagh full of running, and it's Dermot Malone who was snapping at him, and Kavanagh has put it over. Now the umpire definitely said it was over. Jim McGuinness happy enough to see it go over, but let's take another look at it, because there was a question mark over it, Oisín. This angle might be a little more helpful.
We have a perfect angle here, Mark. I didn't think it was a score.
This one will tell. I did think it was it had drifted just out.
I don't think that's a score.
It's hard to know. Well, anyway, the umpires have called the referee in. The umpires have called the ref in, David Coldrick now. The linesman is also, it's the linesman at this side of the pitch who's saying that from his angle he is talking to the umpire, and I think he's saying that that point was wide.
Yeah,
so let's just see if it's overruled. Hold on, it's not been given. So that is a classic example of communication. My understanding of that event is
Cormac Riley.
Cormac Riley on this side, which is our side, said, hold on, that point should not stand, and it hasn't been given.
And it was a point that Donegal really needed at that stage.
Yep. So very, very good communication between linesman, referee and umpires.
Mark, there's a player that started the game really, really well. He's a late change, Paul Donaghy. He's gone through a mountain of walk already. He's got on the ball. He's a strong runner with the ball. Young Donaghmine lad, and he's done really, really well at the start of the game.
So in 1979, Kieran Keeney's first point wasn't given because the band was still playing. In 2013, Donegal's first point wasn't given because it was overruled, and that I thought was over the bar. And now, very, very interesting, Desi Moan is going to the same linesman and saying, hold on a minute, you saw surely that one went over.
No, that was wide as well, man. There's a good run from Desi Moan, and the one thing I noticed is that when you run at this Donegal defence today, and Paddy Bradley picked it out before the game, the half-back line seems to be really, really struggling for pace. I know it's Carl Lacey's first game, can't be too hard on him, but he seems to be struggling in the game so far. Frank McGlynn the same.
Nobody knows Monaghan to win by a point.
Real controversial.
Yeah. Losing in the middle. It's Rory Kavanagh who got hands to that. It's now with Carl Lacey. Carl Lacey has given it to Ryan Bradley. Donegal have gone 23 minutes without scoring. They're pouring forward now in the shape of Frank McGlynn. McGlynn to look for Colin McFadden. Wiley is with McFadden. McFadden one way and the other. McFadden, no! And Wiley get a lovely hand in there. The tackling has been exemplary and textbook. It has gone out for 45. But I think when McFadden got round him there, he was thinking about goal. But such were the powers of recovery. This is where he gets a hand in. Oisín, go.
Good hand in. Brilliant football from Drew Wiley.
Yep. 4 points to Monaghan. No score to Donegal.
Hard to believe that we're in the game almost 24 minutes and Donegal still haven't scored.
Yeah, and for many, Donegal were unbeatable. This was unthinkable. And Neil Gallagher has been introduced off camera. The big man has been. They had to introduce him because they're losing out in midfield. So very obviously.
Yeah, it was a pretty obvious move to make, Mark. They've really struggled at midfield.
Marty O'Reilly, who started the game, who's gone off. Sorry, Oisin.
No, and Owen Lennon, he's been very dominant in that midfield sector. But not only that, Monaghan have got all the break balls, so Neil Gallagher will be on just to try and rectify that.
Colin McFadden, I said if he hadn't been a footballer, he loved tennis. Roger Federer is this here. He did play tennis competitively, and just beyond the white line. Love 4.
Yeah, completely out of character, Mark. Completely out of character. He's missed a free kick and now he's missed a 45, and he is Mr. Dependable as far as Donegal are concerned. So, what has happened? The way Donegal have started this game is it's sort of seeped through the forwards, it's seeped through the midfield and the defence.
Yeah, that's a fourth wide for Donegal, and not only is Colin McFadden out of character, but Donegal are out of kilter. But Oisin, great teams work these things out, and it's very premature to sound the klaxon, if you like. This is Wiley, the fullback, giving it to Conor McManus. Manzi McManus is away with the Carl Lacey off from McManus. Look, I have absolutely no doubt that Monaghan are going to rue the missed opportunities, because you can't dominate and not make it count on the scoreboard, because inevitably and invariably the nature of these games are such, they oscillate, they swing one way and the other.
They do, Mark, and there's nobody writing Donegal off at the minute, but at the minute they're completely out of the game in a lot of sectors of the field. They've lost Mark McHugh. He's usually their linchpin. He's the man who links defence with attack, and it's just seemed, as you say, out of kilter at the minute.
Gallagher, who's just been introduced all-star midfielder, to McBrearty. First time I've mentioned Paddy McBrearty, and that's gone wide. And maybe that reflects the fact, I actually think with 26 minutes gone, that's the first time he's either got hand or foot on a ball.
Yeah, well, Colin Walsh is marshalling him really well. Neil Gallagher getting in the game, not the way we thought he'd get in the game with the ball over the top, but Patrick McBrearty, right to take the chance on, Mark. Just unfortunate why.
And Colin Walsh, he's tighter than a camel's eye in a sandstorm, as they say. He's a good man. Darren Hughes, Drew Wiley, or is that McAdam? Sorry, it is McAdam. Paul Finlay. Keeper must come. Keeper has come. Durkin did well. Brave keeping, and what he was there was decisive. Oisin. Other lesser experienced keepers might not have come because the ball, I think Hughes was favourite for it.
Yeah, and he has been decisive all year. He's been absolutely exceptional. He took charge in that situation again.
Paddy McBrearty comes for it. McBrearty just can't get onto it. This is Colin Walsh. Colin Walsh is I'm liking him. That's just the way I'll put it, both aesthetically and as a footballer. Vinnie Corey to Paul Finlay. High tackle on Paul Finlay. It was by David Walsh.
David Walsh is on a yellow card, is he?
No, yeah, David Walsh is on a yellow card. You're right. Yeah, sorry, David Walsh is on a yellow card, and he won't book him. Oisin, it's not a yellow.
No, but it's probably another tick, so it's one more of those.
What he is he is in last chance to Lynn, and you know what? Look, I'm glad it wasn't a yellow card. That's what I would say. But had it have been the first tackle, maybe. For the record, Walsh and Rory Kavanagh are both on yellows. 28 minutes gone. Donegal 0-0-0. Monaghan 4 points. Oisin.
Believe it or not, this is an important free for Conor McManus. Okay, he's sort of been in and out of the game, but it's important that he gets this free. Monaghan have been probably good value for the 4-point lead, and this would just put the icing on the cake just going into half time.
Conor Manzi McManus. Feet of flames, but how is the head? How is the focus? Full and firm, and a 5th point.
Every one of those are crucial, Mark. When you get on top of a team like Donegal, you need to be putting the ball over the bar on a consistent basis, and 5 points is nothing to these Donegal boys. They'll just keep playing. They'll get refocused at half time and they'll come out.
Yeah, but there's 5 minutes of this game left, Oisin, and Jim McGuinness side has never played a halves football, to my knowledge, in League, Championship or McKenna Cup without scoring. This one's high. Keeper came, did well. Rory Began. Paddy McPrearty with Walsh sticking to him. Walsh and McPrearty are having some tussle in there. The Buchanan man laying it off now to Neil Gallagher. Neil Gallagher against Owen Lennon, and again Monaghan. Owen Lennon fouled unquestionably Colin McFadden, but if you wanted this game in microcosm, you would just put Neil Gallagher and Owen Lennon out there and give them a set of gloves and let them slog it out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no.
This was
in fairness, that's another hefty challenge from Owen Lennon.
Yeah, not since Ali Fraser have we seen the likes of Latin's finest.
As far as the free kick's concerned, Mark, it's not exactly straight in front of the goals. It's right out on the end line. He hasn't hit his first couple of free kicks all that while, so that's a big free kick for Colin McFadden as well.
It is indeed. It's his 5th Ulster final. Played in 02, 06, and of course then last year and the previous year. David Coleridge just down at the town end of the goals having a little word, and he's pulling Michael Murphy, the Donegal captain, over, and obviously something spotted by the umpire and or linesman, and it looks like this will be a 3rd yellow card, and it probably reflects the frustration of Michael Murphy that they're look, off you go.
Well, Mark, he hasn't been on the ball. You can see where the frustration comes from. He hasn't been on the ball in this half at all.
I'm not in the business of predictions, but my prediction is, with 40 minutes gone, this will be a draw. Okay. And the ball's been moved in.
That will absolutely incense Malachy O'Rourke. It was a tough free kick. Now it's just made a lot easier, and guarantee that Colin McFadden.
Well, let me ask you another question then. Do you ever recall a Jim McGuinness side going an entire 35 minutes without scoring from play? McFadden. This time it's over, and with 31.5 minutes on the clock, Colin McFadden lands Donegal's first score of the day, a score which you rightly point out will incense the Monaghan manager Malachy O'Rourke, because he knows that it was so much less manageable. This is what happened here. Michael Murphy and
it's just a bit of wrestling. I don't understand why Michael Murphy's got a yellow card for that.
No, and if you're going to book one, you have to book the other, and there's no way he'd take his captain off Michael Murphy. Unless we didn't see it. So that's Ross Wordy in.
Leo McClune.
And it's Leo McClune. Ross Wordy, who has a habit of finding the net, and Leo McClune from Glenties, who just couldn't get into it. Donegal are rattled, Oisin.
Yeah, they're rattled.
And I have to say, I'm glad to see that they're rattled, because I really want to see how that impacts with champions. If this is as great a team as we are led to believe, and you can't dispute that, going for 3 Ulsters in a row, going for back-to-back All Irelands in a row, we want to see how they are going to respond.
Yeah, and I think we learn more about Donegal today than we have done in the previous 2 years.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they talk about Donegal's bench and there's a question mark over it. 32.5 minutes gone, Donegal have made 3 subs.
Yeah.
That's one for the record books. Yeah, not sure if we can drop pitch side to Thomas Keane at any point just for an update on Mark McHugh or Stephen Golladay. Here's this impact. The producer will let us know, but with only a few minutes to go to half-time, and Thomas will no doubt have praises of just the state of play there. Conor McManus is once again in a little bit of acreage. He's been blown for overcarrying. Let's drop down to Thomas Keane. Thomas, give us the latest, please.
Well, Stephen Golladay is still in the dressing room. He was getting attention from the Monaghan medical team and went in to try and stop the swelling around his eye. Mark McHugh is in the Donegal dugout. He has ice on his leg, but it doesn't look as if he's going to play any further part in this game.
So, Oisin, you were right. It looks like a dead leg for Mark McHugh. It looks like Stephen Golladay might well make an appearance in the second half if they can sufficiently quell the bruising. Lovely wee tackle in there. What's he doing back there? The younger of the Hughes brothers.
Well, Mark, he did the exact same thing the last day. He just kept popping up and popping up. He kept getting on the ball. He kept making a nuisance out of himself. He kept getting tackles in, and he's exceptional the last day. And in fairness to him, he started this game really, really well.
Yeah, and the thing is, the obvious thing they've been working on is Monaghan had been stopping the Donegal runners coming out with the ball, and you would give Malachy O'Rourke credit that tactically, whatever blueprint he has stuck on the dressing room wall has now become a master plan. Down, of course, almost unpicked Donegal, but couldn't quite get there. Conor McManus has been fouled. Look, true champions respond in adversity, Oisín, and I have no doubt that Donegal will respond. Darren Hughes.
Yeah, this game was a long way from being over.
There will be 3 minutes of time to be added on in terms of injury time. Imagine we're in the 35th minute. It has fizzed along, Oisín.
It has. It's been low scoring, Mark, but it's been enthralling. We were hoping that Monaghan were going to put it up to Donegal, and they really, really have. And it's up to Donegal to see how can they respond now.
Beggin's come up for this, and I wonder, you know what's even Donegal now? Well, remember the first game of the championship, and Niall Morgan came up to take these, and Donegal were organised and got their big men. But look at the disarray. There's just one man in front. When Niall Morgan was kicking these, there were 3 men in front of them. They're flummoxed.
Yeah, and just smacks of them not being as prepared as they have been for games, man.
Beggin. Keeper and Rory Kavanagh in confusion. Bradley. Good running by Paddy McGrath. Had Frank McGlynn one way and opted to go with Anthony Thompson. Thompson. It's Murphy. It's over. Well, it wasn't Murphy, sorry, it was Frank McGlynn, was it?
Yeah, good score from Frank McGlynn. Good run from Anthony Thompson, good positive run. Picked out Frank McGlynn, good score.
Yeah, it's their first score from play, and it comes in the 37th minute, and that's the confusion between Rory Kavanagh and Durkin, and that's symptomatic of just lack of communication.
It is. I seen Paul Durkin having a couple of polite words with Rory Kavanagh after that, just to let him know that that's his area, he controls it, and whenever he says he's up, and that's it.
Yeah, and as I was saying, true champions respond in adversity. Monaghan have dominated pretty much every patch of Clonus, and Monaghan still only lead by the kick of a ball. McManus, he was fouled there. There was a foot trip on McManus by Neil McGee. Referee obviously allowed the advantage. This is Wiley. Wiley does have a man on the overlap. That man is their halfback, Desi Moan. Desi Moan has been, he's just got no channel out of there. And eventually the referee has said, too long. Into the 38th minute we go. This is the last minute of time to be added on. Donegal 2 points, Monaghan 5 points. You can tweet us at the championship.
It was more like the Donegal we used to, Mark. Getting tackles in, getting players around the man in possession, and making life tough for him.
Somebody in the crowd was telling me that Frankie Boyle, the Scottish comedian's watching us today. Hope you're enjoying it, Frankie. What's your analysis? Drop us a Twitter. A tweet. Whatever they are. There's the at BBC Championship. You have Austin in studio alongside Martin and Jarlath and Paddy Bradley. Yeah, it was high by Conor McManus. And I think he's going to be the first man in the book, is he? Yeah. Look, I said prior to the game that arguably David Colbrick's the best referee in the country, and he's making a very strong argument for that.
Yeah, he's done a fine job so far, Mark.
Well, the poor out refs, we often give them a foot from the posterior. McBurty, Rory Kavanagh, who's underneath it. Murphy's underneath it. Keeper did brilliantly. He did brilliantly. So too did the fullback. Rory Beggin is growing increasingly into the role of the number 1 shirt. There's the half-time whistle, which has sounded. It's been a monumental first half football, Oisin. You look at Jim McGuinness, he's worried. I think there's maybe been a little bit of, he wants to get the boys in and get them in quickly. Monaghan have been outstanding, but for all of Monaghan's dominance, they lead by simply 1 kick of a ball, albeit a goal. Now, can they sustain this for the next 35?
Well, that's the question mark. I mean, they're well conditioned. They look to me to be in absolutely brilliant shape. So, it's how Donegal can respond to this. As I said the earlier, Mark, we'll learn more about Donegal in the next 35-40 minutes than we have done the last couple of years.
Paddy Bradley in 5 seconds.
Well, he's used all the players that he usually does use 18 players, so he's going to need big games from the 3 main men inside, McDurdy, Murphy and McFadden, and Donegal are still in the game, and I expect a big half from them.
Here's the second half with the lads.
McHugh's on, the second half is on, and Frank McGlynn thought that he should have had a foul. It's worth noting, Oisin, at this point, I've just checked the history books. In last year's final, Donegal led by a point just at half time. They scored 113 in the second half against Down.
Yeah, they were awesome last year in the second half. Yeah, they were awesome last year in the second half. That's why we're not writing them off, Mark.
Only a fool would dare do something as naive as that. Owen Lennon. Good football. This is Desimone. Desimone in full flow. Going to be confronted by Paddy McGrath. Moan. He's dropped again. Hughes rises! Off the line! It's off the line! And it's Hughes! And it's over the top. What a brilliant recovery. Monaghan, as they did in the first half, get the first. Hold on. It hasn't gone over the top. This was the off the line clearance, Archie. And it definitely wasn't over the line.
No.
And it was it Ryan McHugh who cleared it? It was Ryan. It was young Ryan McHugh. Yeah.
Yeah, and he lined out at centre half forward.
I wonder, did he touch that ball on the ground there? Let's take a look at this, Tyler. Was there a touch on the ground here? Could this have been a penalty?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It was a good score. Hughes did well to get the score.
Here it is. Watch. Not conclusive. Anyway, Ross Worthy. Monaghan 6 points. Donegal 2 points. Colin McFadden couldn't quite get to it. It's picked up by Neil McAdam, the 23-year-old from Monaghan Hearts, then to give it back to his right back, Kieran Duffy. Kieran Duffy, who's been very solid in growing into his role at cornerback. This is Darren Hughes, captain of Ulster. Hughes. And it's 2 against 3 in there. Duffy breaks it, looks for Conor McManus. McManus, just when he thought he was going to pull the trigger, it's been touched on the ground. That will be a free out. For a split second he had a chance there, Oisin, and he's control just let him down.
Yeah, and I think what Monaghan have said is, first couple of minutes let's test that full back line. It looks a bit shaky today, and Kieran Hughes did well to get a tap down. Conor McManus probably should have had that shot just that little bit earlier.
But when's the last time you saw 2 not incredibly physical full forward line outfox a 3-man Donegal full back line?
I haven't seen it, man.
Yeah. Colin McFadden. Wiley is sticking with them. Still McFadden goes. Remember McFadden in last year's Ulster final? Did nothing for about 50 minutes and then cut loose. But has been blown. McManus. Again he has Neil McGee with him. Did well to release the ball. He's going to pick out Owen Lennon. Owen Lennon has been crowded out of it, and that will be a Donegal ball. Donegal are just jaded today, and in order to get over the line, Oisin, they are going to have to dig deep into the well.
Yeah, very, very deep today, Mark, because things aren't going for them. Even just the little simple things like the break of the ball just seems to be running for Monaghan today, and some days you get luck like that.
Well, Paul Finlay had conceded the free, and Donegal do what they've not really done under Jim McGuinness, kick it away rather cheaply. It was intercepted, and it's Monaghan through Kieran Hughes, 21 years of age, one of 2 brothers from Scottstown. Kieran Hughes then doing the right thing, back to Paul Finlay. Finlay had given it out to Dugan. Oh, that was a high tackle by Ross Worthy, and he's not on a yellow card, but the keeper will come up to take this, I imagine. Just here.
Yeah, it's a foul. It's nothing more than a foul.
No, that's it. It's
Rory Beggin's coming up to kick it. I hope he's a 3 or 4 iron with him, Mark, this time, because it's a long kick.
I think he'd do better with a boot. personal opinion, he's discarded his cap.
He's capable of it, Mark. It's definitely within his compass to kick this.
Yeah, and Donegal, of course, have been coached if you're fouling far out. But with the modern keeper, these all become rather scoreable. Michael Murphy is well capable. Or Colin McFadden of landing something, I guess. He's got the distance. He's gone wide.
He had the distance on it and a little bit more, Mark. Scary. Again, a good chance for Monaghan, and that come from a turnover again. Michael Murphy give a very, very simple ball away.
That's why they call him Big Bit Begging. Paul Durkin. They trail by 4. There are 40 minutes gone, and the All Ireland champions are in a dogfight. Darren Hughes breaks. McAdam takes. They've been so dominant, and the boys in the studio were making the point that they should have been further ahead, and that's a prime example of that. Look, he landed a great point in the first half, but maybe Oisín, just the wrong option.
Yeah, you just got to be a little bit more patient. Darren Hughes did really, really well. Dermot Malone got on yet another break. Ball found its way eventually to Donegal. You know, he probably
had a man outside him.
Yeah, but he probably had that little bit more time as well, Mark. He marked a man inside him as well.
Yeah, what he tried to do there, Oisín, was the outside of the boot. It just didn't curl.
Which worked for him in the first half.
Okay. So, only trains one day a week with the team, Paul Durkin, because of his duties in Dublin. Uncontested, Neil Gallagher. And on his day, unmarkable. This is Patrick McBearty. Walsh is right alongside him. McBearty shakes him off. McBearty from distance. It's gone wide, and you know that wide goes down to the tenacity of Colin Walsh. Oisín wouldn't give up the fight.
Yeah, and then he encountered 2 more Monaghan players. So you know, Monaghan have the homework done. Patrick McBearty getting absolutely no room whatsoever. He got a little bit there, and again, Mark, probably the wrong shot selection.
That's Dermot Malone who's been spoken to. So Dermot Malone looks like he's joining Conor McManus on a yellow card, and he does. No sign of Stephen Gallagher, so it looks like Monaghan we see there. Monaghan, they're winning it around the middle, but maybe dwelling on it a bit too much, Oisín, in terms of what the full forward line. Owen Lennon was pulled back there by Gallagher. Referee has allowed the play to continue. It's anyone's ball, and it's been well won in that maul in there by Gavin Dugan. Now, I have said that, he was stripped off it. He was stripped off it by Neil Gallagher, and eventually Werdy makes it to Frank McGlynn, and it's now with Rory Kavanagh, who has been quiet by his usual high tempo standards. He's given it to Ross Werdy. Ross Werdy, door closed. Back outside is Rory Kavanagh. Desi Mona is who is doing the tackling. Desi Mona to Michael Murphy. Michael Murphy has had very little say in this game, and that's McHugh, and that's good, and that's why he's been introduced. Very, very fine score, and they badly needed it, Oisín.
Yeah, they did badly need it. It was a good burst in the first instance by Rory Kavanagh. Ross Werdy joined in. They did well to recycle the ball through Frank McGlynn and Ray McHugh for such a young player.
Yeah, I think that's his first.
There was a lot of pressure in that kick, Mark, and fair play to him.
I think that's his first ever score in championship football, but a few minutes ago he was preventing a goal at the other end.
Yeah, and he's gone back now to play as a sweeper again.
He's effectively playing the role that his older brother Mark played. Paul Findlay has given it out to Neil McAdam. Back with Findlay. He's playing this deeper role and pulling the strings. What has impressed me about Monaghan is their composure on the ball. Owen Lennon to Desi Mone to break 1, to break 2. You just don't see players ordinarily get around 2 Donegal men. This is Hughes. Score the game, score of the game, and that came from Desi Mone running between 2 Donegal defenders. Ordinarily, 2 Donegal defenders would have swatted them like a fly, but you know, here he goes. Watch. 1, 2, see ya. Oh, good refereeing. He could have awarded the free. And how about that? Sumptuous.
What Desmond did there, he sucked Paddy McGrath in, he gave the ball back out over his shoulder, and an absolutely brilliant score by Cian Hughes. He's having a fabulous game.
Ross Worthy in an arm wrestle with Dermot Malone. Ross Worthy just beaten out of it. So Monaghan pour forward. Very few had heard of Donaghy before this. Hughes, can he do a second in as many minutes? Yes, he can! They are just two boys in the family. Mum and Dad never attended a game of football in their lives until the older brother Darren broke onto the inter-county scene, and they haven't missed one since. They are two good ones.
Yeah, and Eamon McGee struggling on him in there. It was a one-on-one. When have you seen Donegal give up opportunities? They got a one-on-one opportunity. Cian Hughes, he looks very, very assured. He looks on form. They're going to keep him in there at the edge of the square and get as much ball in him as he can, because he is certainly on form today. He's having absolutely mad this
I
game.
recall Joe Brolly saying of Michael Murphy, there's no point in housing a bull for the winter and taking it out to crop the grass. At what point does he bring Michael Murphy out of there? Because all he's doing effectively is cropping the grass. Yeah,
and there's absolutely no ball going into him whatsoever, and it's hard to see Donegal recover from this, Mark. 8-3 down.
Malachy O'Rourke, last Ulster final he was in, 2008. A draw and eventually beaten in the replay by Armagh.
Mark, the two changes that Monaghan made in the half forward line, Dermot Malone and Patrick Donegal, have been exceptional. They've picked up a world of break ball today. You know, they've covered when they need to be covered defensively, and they've got forward as well.
Well, it would register as one of the big upsets of the modern era. Last final, by the way, we had in Ulster without a goal, Ocean. We have to go all the way back to 1993, and neither of these two sides have conceded a goal in championship football this summer. Right now, Donegal, you feel, need a goal. I don't know if there's 5 points in them. They've played 47 minutes football, and they have not been able to penetrate. This is Bradley. Bradley is penetrating, and Bradley is put up wide. And again, in the process of that, I think he lost his boot. But what has impressed me is the tenacity and the tackling. The last time that they poured forward with Paddy McBurty was stood tight. And watch here, this is a guy we practically haven't heard of all summer, Donaghy. And there he was, he lost the boot. And Padraig Donaghy just it's not giving up the chase. And it goes back to Jim McGuinness when we were speaking to Austin, I know a couple of weeks ago, but ahead of this, said, look, my one fear about Monaghan is that they will be like us, they will be ravenous. Well, they are ravenous and then some.
Yeah, and he typifies it. And let me tell you, there's not too many Donegal men would give up the chase, and he's no exception.
That's a poor kick out. It's the first poor kick out of the day. Ross Worthy took full advantage. This is Colin McFadden. Colin McFadden, can he take advantage of Drew Wiley? No, he can't take advantage of Drew Wiley. Many in the crowd thought that he'd held on too long. McFadden. Last three shots have gone wide from Donegal, and the difference the last day out was everything he touched turned to gold.
Yeah, and they luck to him, and you know he's a real leader in this team, and you know if that goes over the bar, Mark, you know you never know. You get a bit of momentum going, but Donegal really need a score at this stage.
Yeah, and a characteristic of this game for me, Washington, is that so often we associate Donegal attacking in droves, man coming at pace off the shoulder. I don't think I can recall an illustration of that over the last 48 minutes.
Yeah, I think they've maybe done it once, Mark, and they had a bit of success from it, and we just haven't done it consistently, and I just think there's no legs in that half-back line.
There goes Darren Hughes. He is so full of running, he could hurdle the goal post, I think. Conor McManus. Back outside, it's Ross Worthy who is doing the tackling on Donaghy, and Monaghan have been penalised. We're 21 minutes of football remaining. Donegal 3 points, Monaghan 8 points. The lowest recorded score in the history of Donegal football under Jim McGuinness is 6 points in that memorable All-Ireland final, All-Ireland semi-final against Dublin. This is Carl Lacey. Carl Lacey has been fouled, and that there was something also.
It's actually a third-man tackle on Anthony Thompson.
Yeah, well, the referee, I think, noted that, allowed the play to continue. When he saw no advantage, he called play back.
Yeah, I think it was Owen Lennon who was responsible for it. But Owen stayed down. And I think
That's
Malachy Rourke, he's talking to Dick Clerkin now. He'd probably bring Dick Clerkin in, experienced head, somebody who can settle the game down. I imagine there's going to be Dermot Malone, maybe a Pádraig Donaghy, who have absolutely run themselves into the ground for 50 minutes, Mark.
Hugo Clerkin played in 79. That was a yellow card there for Owen Lennon. Good refereeing. I have no doubt that Colin McFadden will stick this one over the bar to reduce the deficit by 50% or to 50%. Remind you at this juncture that the losers here play Laois. The winners go on into the All Ireland quarter-final. Laois having overcome Wexford last evening. Maybe that's what Donegal are doing.
I don't think so.
No. They've no other way than winning. And if they can work out a way of winning, I will be impressed.
Yeah, if they can come out of this one, Mark, we'll know we have a serious. We know already we have a serious team in our hands, but this will be miraculous.
So Dick Clerkin is about to be introduced. Michael Murphy, Donegal captain, has gone 50 minutes without landing a score. Practically
again, Dermot Malone, another break ball.
Colin Walsh, he's Donaghy ahead of him. All the way back it goes to Dermot Malone. Desimone. Moan away from Wardy. He has been so full of running as Desimone. He has been so instrumental. What a score. They can't work with Desimone, and people, I think I heard in my ear someone mentioning man of the match there, and you're looking to the likes of Kieran Hughes and Darren Hughes, but only a fool would write Desimone out of the equation. He's 29 here now, and do you know what he has for his pre-match meal? Porridge and strawberries. So every young footballer in Ireland, if you're listening in, what you want to do before you head to the field, get the porridge and the strawberries. And in comes Big Dick Clerkin.
Yeah, and Gavin Dugan has made way.
Yep, out goes Dugan. And again, I was making this point, and I labour it, Oisin, that it's the maturity which Monaghan are showing. Donegal come back at them. Monaghan, I think I was often saying it at half time, and it's right. Monaghan have effectively been, they've transmogrified into Donegal.
Yeah, they have, and they've had a plan, and they've just absolutely stuck to it. And Dick Clerkin's been given a job. I already know it. Since he's come onto the field, he's gonna tail Carl Lacey for the rest of this game. Not make life easy for him. Not allow him to make those forage and runs forward. And Malachy Rourke is really thinking this game out. And so far he's up the ante as far as tactics is concerned. And Jim McGuinness.
I was saying that the lowest ever return on Jim McGuinness is 6 points, but that was when they were playing ultra defensive. This team has gone way beyond that in terms of the work that they are in progress. This is Michael Murphy. It's with Bradley, and he's dropped it short. I think keeper is not underneath it. McGlenn was, and it could have gone anywhere. And brave keeping, committed keeping, but Monaghan got lucky, Oisin, and it takes a little bit of luck at times.
They did get lucky. And
was he going for his point?
He was going for a point. Ryan Bradley was going for a point. Drop shot. Frank McGlynn, of all people's in the edge of the square, he did get a fist to it. He got the last punch on it.
Keeper did well.
Yeah, keeper did well. Just at the last minute, it was Rory Beggan just did enough to put him off. But you're right, Mark, what you said earlier. If Donegal are going to have any say in this game, a draw or a win, they're going to need a goal.
53 minutes gone. Monaghan have not conceded a goal this summer. Carl Lacey's made a great run out wide right. If Rory Kavanagh can spot him, there was a lovely little tackle in there. Paddy McBeardy comes for it. Donegal need their big men. This is Bradley. Door closed quickly. Back over the top to Rory Kavanagh. Rory Kavanagh dances round one, and then it comes back at him. It's with Ross Werity, and it's gone wide. And that is Donegal's 5th wide of the second half, and their 10th wide in total. They're about to double their wides tally in their previous 2 outings. And if you want to know what worry looks like, you just saw a shot of Rory Kavanagh and Jim McGuinness, albeit they only saw their backs, but I think we can reasonably conclude that their faces look worried too. There they go. They're looking at the first defeat in Ulster. He is looking at ending this consecutive run of He's played 16 and won 14, lost just one, and that was against Dublin. So it's a 13th consecutive win in Ulster, and it looks like the old chassis of the Donegal vehicle is broken. Oh no! Murphy
Absolutely.
look, took it down with his hand and tried to volley it on the drop into the corner, Oisin, and just nearly.
Brilliant thinking on his behalf. I think his arms were actually being held at the time. He just pops it down one hand.
But what's begging here, to be fair, really quick off his line, and I think he might have had it covered.
Yeah, but very intelligent football from Michael Murphy.
Yeah. He is not just all brawn, he has silky skills, and my oh my, do they need him. This is it. The old fighter knows, the old slugger knows it's going to take one great big punch. McHugh, McGlynn, Bradley, Colin McFadden, closed them down nicely to Drew Wiley, and it's been blown. I thought the referee got that spot on, Oisin.
Yeah, I thought it was a free kick, Mark, to be honest.
Well, you're a forward.
Yeah, well, let's get another look at it, Mark. Yeah, well, I think on this occasion I'll have to agree with you. It wasn't a free.
This is Darren Hughes away from McHugh. I think he's going to have a shot there. Oh, Hughes was trying. It was a great intercept. That was Carl Lacey who got there. I thought that was a foot tackle in there from Vinnie Corey. Referee is allowed play to continue anyway. It's with Gallagher. Gallagher then gives it up the field to Paddy McBrearty. Paddy McBrearty will shunt it off out to his full forward and captain Michael Murphy. Back with Gallagher. It goes. There's a man down off the ball. The crowd were getting a little bit excited about that. Paddy McBrearty is subsequently back onto his feet. That's it. Now with Ryan McHugh to Rory Kavanagh. Rory Kavanagh's going to drop it short again. Colin McFadden comes, begging, gets a punch to it. Who's the hungrier for it? Is the fullback McGee. McGee's ball is not sufficiently qualified to reach its intended target, and this is Owen Lennon. We are nearing the 57th minute. We have 13 minutes plus whatever injury time. Donegal held to a meagre 4 points. They have landed just one in this second half. We are witnessing potentially the biggest upset in Ulster Gaelic football in many a year. Keeper will come for that. Happy enough to deal with it. They are 5 behind in that. Look, they probably did the right thing there. Monaghan are now. This is a very seasoned Monaghan team with a sprinkling of youth, and they know how to be cynical, Oisin. So many expected with no 7 that they might beat Tyrone. Vinnie Corey actually had 2 late chances, and they only lost that one by 2 points. But in 2010, Tyrone gave them an awful hammering when Monaghan were many people's favourite. This one was not expected. This is Paul Finlay. His dad won 9 when they met in their only ever final in 1979 to Darren Hughes.
That's a crucial chance there as well, Mark. And he had loads and loads more time.
He could have gone on. I think he should have gone on. But to be fair to him, you know, he has put in a shift and
he
then
has
some.
put in a shift, but it's just that edge, and we're in for some last 15 minutes here, Mark. Donegal aren't giving this up easy.
Right now, you've got some very worried cows down in the Hughes farm. Their udders are full, and they know they're not getting empty tomorrow morning. Dick Clerkin is on a yellow. We are on 58 and a half minutes. This is Frank McGlynn. He has brought the fight to Monaghan. Bradley to Ryan McHugh. Punts it in high, and it's about 6 against 2 in there. It's well won by Paddy McBrearty, and in turn McBrearty has won the free. Donegal are going to come with a surge. It's just, can Monaghan hold out? They have been vastly superior,
They have been vastly superior, and it's actually credit to Donegal. They're still as close as they are, and Paddy McBrearty rose really well. Even took that out of Michael Murphy's hands, that thing. Great scoring in, pulled down. Great catch even.
Colin McFadden to put 4 between them. next score is going to be crucial.
Yeah.
If Donegal can take it back to 3, it's going to make the last 10 minutes a decidedly
I think we're in
shaky one.
I think we're in for a great last 10 minutes.
So, that's 4 between them. Just 2 points from play today, Donegal. Double check my notes, but I think that's the case. Rory Began. For a 20-year-old, he's shown great maturity, Oisin.
Yeah, he's a great lad, and you know, his kick-outs have been very, very good. He's placed them very, very well. He gets a huge distance in them as well, and Monaghan have won all of them early on, and there's another one that they're going to win.
Dick Clerkin skitters it down the sideline. Conor McManus, good use of the body there, and Anthony Thompson is drawing the free. And Anthony Thompson is you got to say that they have done their homework on Conor McManus, but he has kept going.
He's just kept battling and battling and battling, in fairness.
Yeah, that was a foul.
Yeah,
I mean, he's complaining there, but it was a foul.
Yeah, well, I think what they're complaining about is the fact Conor McManus may have fouled Neil McGee before that, but certainly Anthony Thompson's pull on Conor McManus was certainly a foul. He's picked up a yellow card as a result.
I'm not one to tell Malky O'Rourke what to do, but with 10 to go, they're about to go into a 5-point lead if they land this. But do you say to yourself,
no?
Tommy Freeman, no?
Well, yeah, maybe Tommy Freeman. I thought you were going to ask me we were going to shut up shop. I think Monaghan have played well the way they played, to stick to the plan that they're going, and certainly Tommy Freeman can add to it, and you know he's going to have to bring in some fresh legs. There's a lot of tired bodies out there.
Sure shot of Christopher McGuinness there, so I'm assuming he'll be coming on. We'll maybe drop the Thomas Keane if we can. That needs to go over from Monaghan's point of view, and that's gone over from our point of view. And whether or not he fouled McGee, he certainly earned that one himself.
He earned that one himself, and a brilliant free kick on the pressure.
They lead by double figures. This will be potentially Jim McGuinness's heaviest defeat of championship, and I know that I am sounding a little premature, but I just don't know if they have it in the locker room to turn this one over. Rory Kavanagh to Neil Gallagher. We will drop pit side to Thomas Keane when we get the next break in play.
There with Malone again.
Malone, and he was just too much on it for Owen Lennon. I think Owen Lennon is pretty much spent, and that's not a negative comment, and he has just emptied it. They have left nothing on the pitch. 10 to go, and up they go. Murphy comes, clatters, spills for Monaghan. Wiley, Conor McManus, off goes Drew Wiley. I shouldn't say, it's not Drew, it's Colin Walsh, I apologise. Paul Finlay just takes the sting and the heat out of it. It's over to Pádraig Donaghy. I'm looking down here, and I don't want to demean him, but Carl Lacey looks almost spent, and maybe they do want to take him off, but it's his first start of the year, and I think there's nothing left in the tank. This is Dick Clerkin. Down the line it goes from Dick Clerkin. Owen Lennon, and there was a decent block got in on it. Seven minutes to go, Oisin. 5 points separate them. It's we're witnessing a seismic shock. Certainly it's too premature to say a seismic shift, but definitely a seismic shock. Let's see if Michael Murphy can somehow or other turn the scoreboard over. This is Carl Lacey. Back to Murphy. To Gallagher. Now Bradley. I think the point's no good at this point. Rory Kavanagh. He's going to go for it. And he gets the point.
The thing about this, Mark, is that Donegal don't have any choice other than to kick the ball over the bar, because they aren't going to get in there for goal chance. Monaghan have a huge amount of players back.
Let's drop pitch side to Thomas Keane. Thomas.
Double substitution coming up for Monaghan. They're replacing Dermot Malone with Christopher McGuinness, while for Donegal off comes Ryan Bradley, on comes Martin McElhenny.
Last roll of the dice. We have 4 points in it, and there they are, as you've been appraised of by Thomas. So Colin McFadden with 5 to go. Anthony Thompson has made a little decoy run. He's got to stick this over the bar, Oisin, hasn't he?
If he sticks this over the bar, they still have a slim chance.
It's Mark McHugh, and if you're joining us late, a heavy collision in the first half with Stephen Gallagher saw fit to rule him out for the remainder of the game. That's Martin McElhenney, who has come in, and it's Ryan McHugh who has gone off. Or it's not, it's Ryan Bradley who's gone off. Apologies. That's all of that. That's the full complement of subs used, Oisin. And I think that's maybe a first as well, that Jim McGuinness has used all the subs. So this would put a goal between them. He puts it wide.
Now that sort of sums up the day that Donegal have had. It's been totally uncharacteristic. It's been uncharacteristic from Colin McFadden, and it's been the same from his team. And I still think Donegal can recover from this, Mark. But what a day for Monaghan. They've been absolutely brilliant from the game started. They went 3-0 up very early on, and they've maintained that. They've maintained the intensity and the work rate all over the field, and the hunger, which has been absolutely immense.
I know I said that I fancied a draw, but I don't think Donegal can recover from this.
Well, I mean, as the championship goes on, I think they can recover from it.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. This is Gallagher's ball to the man who's just been introduced. Here's Martin McElhenney. Outside of him is Rory Kavanagh. Rory Kavanagh kicks away possession, intercepted by Paul Finlay. Paul Finlay giving it to Desi Moan. Desi Moan has been fouled, and he's been fouled by Martin McElhenney. They won it in 1888, the very first one in the Skeen Gratans. They won it in 1988, the anniversary of the Ulster Championship, and they have not won it since. There was a yellow card there for McElhenney. They are 3.5 minutes away from beating the reigning Ulster champions, from beating the reigning All-Ireland champions, from winning a first Ulster in 25 years. They are 3.5 minutes away from the treble. Ulster's ladies are Monaghan are Ulster ladies champions, Monaghan are Ulster minor champions, and Monaghan are 4 points and 3 minutes away from being Ulster football champions in this, the 125th anniversary, and this would be seismic. Oh, there we go. Chris McGuinness just introduced. That's 5 between them. This is the heaviest defeat handed out to Jim McGuinness in the history of championship football under his charge.
Yeah, and he's had a great championship. Chris McGuinness very unlucky not to start today. Obviously now it proves the right decision, and he's made a huge impact. First chance.
One McGuinness puts a nail in another McGuinness's coffin. So Donegal will have to. Donegal they will be back out in a week's time against Laois. Monaghan will have the luxury of waiting to the 3rd, 4th or 5th of August when the All-Ireland quarter-finals will be played. Hold on, this is McGee. Desi Moan it was who took him down. It will be a free, and this will put 4 in it again. You would say from a Donegal perspective, although so many things have just not happened for them today, they are going down like champions, Oisin.
Yeah, they've had a lot of fight in them. The big players, Mark, today have been kept quiet. And
let me make this point to you, Oisin. I apologise for cutting across here. They have had chances. They have had 7 second half wides, 4 or 5 of which have been scoreable. Those 7 second half wides are more than they've had in their previous 2 championship outings, and that reflects the fact that Colin McFadden in particular is having an off day, and Michael Murphy, who is arguably the finest footballer in the country on his day, just not happening for him. Yeah,
it's just not happening, and we haven't mentioned that much about Vinnie Corey today. He hasn't been on the ball a lot, but he's kept Michael Murphy very, very quiet, and that's one of the matchups that Monaghan have got right. One of the many matchups. Colin Walsh has done a really good job with Patrick McBrearty, and you have to say that Drew Wiley has kept Colin McFadden very quiet from play, so they've got all the matchups right.
You look through Monaghan, and you've Rory Beggan, who's been outstanding in goals. You've Kieran Duffy, Drew Wiley, Colin Walsh. You've also Vinnie Curry, McAdam, Moan. They have all been outstanding from 1 to 15 and beyond. 70th minute we are into. Donegal 7 points, Monaghan 11 points, and we are witnessing a little bit of history. Still they come. Dick Clerkin thinking back. McGuinness, still he goes, McGuinness! Great stuff from the All-Star goalkeeper. Great stuff from the All-Star goalkeeper. The last time Monaghan had an All-Star goalkeeper was 1988, Paddy Linden. But what a save from Big Papa Durkin. He did everything right too.
We did Christian McGuinness, and I was going to say he should have kicked it over the bar, but when you're in that situation, you've got to go for goal. And
45.
Great save.
The 1988 team was introduced at half-time, Oisin, and I think I'll just it's Jerry McCarville, Eugene Sherry, Eamon McEnany, Paddy Linden, Kevin Carher, PJ Fenney, David Byrne, Declan Lockman, Bernie Murray, Ray McCarn, Kieran Murray, the captain, now the physio with Ireland, Eugene Hughes, the great Nudie Hughes, an all-star, Brendan Murray, Ger Hoey and Mick O'Dowd. Well, those names are about to be conjoined with the team of 2013. Monaghan have not had an All-Star since 2007. Monaghan have not won All-Star on the field. Donegal have 8 from last year, and I think probably 10 or 11 in total. It's over. It is done, and it is... Well, there's a little bit of, as we're looking at Colin Walsh, shenanigans going on just off the ball. And I know we're being... Well, I'm not being premature here. They're not going to win this. It's... Monaghan have just been the best team on the day.
Yeah, and they've matched Jim McGuinness's team for hunger, appetite. They've got the tactics right. They've got everything right today, and they deserve a huge amount of credit. And it'll be some night in Monaghan Town and Castleblaney if this is got tonight, Mark.
Imagine how Kieran Murray's feeling now, the last Monaghan man to lift the Anglo Celt. As we look at Rory Cameron being lifted off the ground. There's Malachy O'Rourke. He has done it. Imagine how Sean McCaig's feeling now. He's sitting in the crowd. I'm not sure if we're going to get a shot of the last manager, but he must be on tenterhooks. Malachy O'Rourke must be on tenterhooks. We've a minute and a half to go. Freeman, I think, is about to be...
Oh, he's come on.
Come on, yeah. They're giving him his day out. Owen Lennon to Darren Hughes. All of 25 years they have ached for this, and Donegal have quaked under Monaghan's ravenous pressure. From the first minute, Darren Hughes, Rory Beggan on the score sheet, Conor McManus, Porrick Donaghy. They have bossed it. They have bruised it out. They have toughed it out. They have beaten the reigning All-Ireland champions. And there's Donaghy. And Big Papa Durkin pulls it down. Jim McGuinness has already shaken hands. Monaghan have shaken the world of Gaelic football. Tommy Freeman, how fitting, how appropriate, his third. The whistle hasn't gone yet, but that is what's happening on the sideline. A little like 1979. They thought it was all over before it had begun. It's all over now.
That just tops it off. It's great to see Tommy Freeman, who's been such a brilliant servant in the Monaghan, getting on the score sheet.
Hooray, hooray. It's a mighty Monaghan day. Big hit goes in from Desi Moan for my money. Man of the match, Moan, but we will have to wait for that one. We will not have to wait another quarter century for history. It will be a 15th Ulster title for Monaghan. Ball booted into the crowd off the boot of Kieran Hughes. There will be tears, there will be beers, there will be hugs, there will be handshakes. Malachy O'Rourke from Fermanagh, and they will flood on us at Tiernach Park in Clones. We heard from the groundsman Tommy McCaig before the game. I doubt whether he has witnessed many scenes like this, Archie McConville. It has been their day. They have been dominant. Donegal beaten the All-Ireland champions into the back door. Monaghan rumble as the little earthquake extends and extends right across Gaelic football's global forward.
They've been absolutely unbelievable today, Mark. Right from the start of the game, right to the finish. They were on top in every single area of the field, Mark. in defence, in the forward unit, but in particular, Mark, we won all the breaks around the middle of the field. They showed all the hunger, and they deserve such a lot of credit. Look at those scenes, Mark. They deserve this. A lot of players in that field, Mark, playing for a lot of years. Owen Lennon, Paul Finlay, Gallagher, Conor McManus, all those players. You can see Tommy Freeman, Dick Clark coming on, Tommy Freeman getting the score at the end, and just fairy tale stuff as far as Monaghan are concerned. And I was one of the people during the week who wrote them off. I didn't see this happening, Mark, and they deserve such a credit.
Before the final whistle, he knew, and it was magnanimous. The All Ireland champions were beaten, the reigning Ulster champions were beaten. Malachy O'Rourke has masterminded one of the great upsets in the history of this 125-year-old and arguably finest of the 4 provincial championships. And look at that, the lights have gone out. It's like a lantern with no bulb.
I mean, when you're not expecting it, Mark, it's such a shock for everybody in Donegal. Donegal can recover from this, Mark. I think they can. I think, you know, they have the capacity to recover from it. But what a day for Monaghan. They deserve all the plaudits.
Final score here in the Ulster Championship final of 2013. It is Donegal 7 points. It is Monaghan, the Ulster champions, 13 points, and it is pitchside to Thomas Kane.
Conor McManus, how does this sound? Monaghan, 2013 Ulster champions.
Yes! It's magic. Absolutely magic. Take a look at that there. Absolutely magic. We knew we could do it. Everybody wrote us off before the game started. Everybody. There wasn't a person in the country said we could do it. We knew the 35 boys in that group in there, backroom staff, everybody else. We knew we could do it. And you've seen the hunger out there. Look at that. Absolutely magic.
I had the privilege of walking across the pitch with you right at the final whistle. What was that like? Because so many people who've had so many years of hurt were just hugging you and saying, Conor, thank you.
Absolutely. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Absolutely unbelievable. Look at the scenes. Look at that there. That's what it means to us, to the people of Monaghan. What a day for Monaghan.
The belief. How did Malachy O'Rourke instill that belief? Because Donegal had never been beaten in Ulster under Jim McGuinness.
It doesn't matter who they were. We knew if we went out with our own game plan, we'd take anybody in any given day if we put our heads to it and get our system right. Look at that. I gotta go here.
Go ahead, Conor. Go and enjoy it.
Well, in your picture is Sean McCaig, who was the last man to manage an Ulster Championship winning Monaghan team to the 1988 Ulster Senior Football title. I'm sure inside he's smiling.
Yeah, and the one reminder as well, and the Jubilee team, and the Cup's going to be presented by Monaghan, Ballabé's proud Martin McAvinny in his first year as Ulster and All Ireland. He'll be a very proud man as well. But those scenes really bring me back to 1999, when that was the first time we had done it in 17 years. It was like an All-Ireland title then, and I'm sure that's what it's like to this Monaghan team as well.
We'll talk more and get the thoughts of Martin McHugh and Paddy Bradley in a moment, but let's hand you back to Oisín and Mark for the presentation.
Thank you, Austin. It is going to be not just a proud day, but a monumental day for all of Monaghan. Owen Lennon. There is no finer man in football. We both spent time with him watching down in Latin. There's Conor McManus who told Thomas Kane, I've got to go here. And look on the left of the Anglo-Celt. A cup which was donated by the O'Hanlon family in 1925. He's a Ballybay man. I think it was late brother John McAvinny who will be smiling down from on high today. John, a great stalwart and a great photographer with the Ulster GA Riders. It's Ballybay's day. It's Monaghan's day. It's the Men in Blues day. It is all over now, baby blue. Donegal's door has been slammed shut. Monaghan have been mercurial, and just off to the right of shot there, we shot Eamon McEnany. There's the Director General, Arch Ruler of the GA in behind, Pádraig Duffy. Here it comes, the Anglo-Celt. Not for 25 years, not since Kieran Murray has this been raised aloft by a Monaghan hand. And the great big man from Latin raises the Anglesell, stand and turn. They raise the roof. Conor Manzi McManus. Up goes the silverware. Up goes the shiver. Their light shines on and on and on, and long may this journey unfurl down the great blue road. Who knows where it might stop? Colin Walsh, tightest little defender in Ulster for my money.